So, second full day in Nuremburg. Had a good day. Got going early this morning, around 7:30. Seems to be there's a fair few homeless people around here, and I think they sort of sleep around in the plaza here and that at night. So if you get going early in the morning, you tend to bump into them, as I did today. The old mate come up to me, give me a fair serve and waving his hands and screaming at me and carrying on. But, he moved on. I moved on. And, I think the police sort of move them out, or they sort of know to get out of there by sort of 9 o'clock-ish, that type of thing, before the tour groups come in. And they all head to the train station. You see them all at the front of the train station. So, caught the bus out to the rally grounds, to Franken Stadium. I could have caught the train, but I thought I'd try something different, caught the bus. Caught the bus out there, jumped off, walked down round to the stadium, the old rally grounds. It's a big concrete fortress that Hitler used to give a lot of his famous speeches off, to rally the troops, I suppose. Get 100,000 people there in front of it. He could do all what he had to do. That is also a place where homeless tend to hang out early in the morning, as I found out. There's a guy there hanging around watching me a bit and having a drink. But I just kept an eye on him. He was all right. After a while, he just sort of moved away, sort of right down the other end with some other homeless people that had spent the night there. So I got to do him a bit. Took some videos, took some shots. That's also the Nuremburg ring, runs right past the front of that. And the grid, the start and finish line is right there in front of it. I know they do have concerts, because it's a big area right out in front. They have concerts and those sort of things there. So it's good. Got to do what I wanted to do there. Got some good footage. I went back, caught the train back into the main train station, grabbed just a bit of morning tea. Then jumped on a tram to the documentation centre, which is in the rally grounds as well, but it's right over on the other side. And it's part of what's called Congress Hall that Hitler was building, which was going to be a big indoor enclosed stadium, which never got finished. The roof never got on, and the walls didn't quite get all done. And they're all made out. It's all brickwork. Unbelievable. The main documentation centre museum is under refurb, so they've just got the stuff in one room. And the few people in there wasn't a lot of room. 15, 20 minutes in there, and sort of, that's about it. It was not a lot there. Come out of that, walked around and went into the stadium. They're doing some earthworks, and there's some heavy machinery in there doing stuff. I'm not too sure what they're doing. Got to get in, get a bit of footage and a bit of look around. Then caught the tram to Barenschentz, jumped off there and went to the Palace of Justice, which is a courthouse where the Nuremberg trials were held. Still an active courthouse. Went up there into courtroom 600, which is where the trials were held. The courtrooms too is still an active courtroom, so there is a chance if you went there might be a court case on and you wouldn't get in, but not today. Got to have a look around there. Quite interesting. Go up to the next floor, and then we've got a really good museum there worth looking at. There's a tour group in there which sort of, you've got to work your way around, but it's really good, really good. Then just caught the train back to the main train, the train station. Walked back. What else did I do? Today is Ascension Day. It's a public holiday, so a lot of the shops aren't open. The cafes and restaurants are all open, but none of the shops. And no tour groups in the main plaza market area here today. Maybe they avoid it because of that. So a lot of locals. It's also Father's Day, so a lot of locals out and about in the restaurants and sitting out in the plaza, and that's it. It's grabbing ice cream and sat under the sun and the benches and that there, and spent an hour or so people watching. It was interesting sitting around the locals. Just across from where I'm staying, outside the plaza, up against one of the buildings, there's two guys. They're probably mid-30s, homeless guys. They've got a couple of blankets there, and they've got a wheelchair, and they sort of sit there. And the guy's in the wheelchair, and I think they make some wristbands. They plait a few wristbands you can buy. Interesting watching the guy gets up out of the wheelchair, goes down the thing, comes back with some grog or something, or a packet of smokes, and sits back in the wheelchair. So the wheelchair is purely for aesthetic. It's where he just sits in it. But anyway, that's his thing. So so my stay in Nuremberg, was happy with everything I did. The Nuremberg card definitely an advantage. All those things I went and saw, the Nuremberg, the card got me into, didn't have to pay for any of them. And some of them are like 10, 15 euro. I paid 30 euro for the card. I would have spent 70 or 80 euro purely on going into museums and that. And I didn't do all the museums. There's other ones that didn't really, the Art Museum and the DB Museum and Barn Museum, it just didn't really interest me. Plus public transport. I took S-Bahns, U-Bahns, buses, trams, a whole lot. And at 2 or 3 euro, I probably would have spent 30 euro on that. So I would have spent over 100 euro. And I was paid 30 for the card for 48 hours. And still valid till tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock. So that's it for Nuremberg. Loved it. Tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock, catching the ice train, the high-speed train down to Munich. Down to Salzburg. But what I'm doing is I'm going to Munich. I'll jump off there and just catch the U-Bahn back to Dachau, just a 10-minute train trip back. I want to go have a look at the Dachau concentration camp. Then press on down to Salzburg. To get down there after lunch sometime and go check in the hotel. And so tomorrow is not so much a touristy day, more of just a travel day. So all going well. Happy with how things are going. So catch us later.